Recology is already competing for bids in other cities. So I don't understand why in San Francisco we abandoned the principle of fair competition. We should have the same principle here, because I've always been taught fair competition is what leads to the lowest price, the most innovation, and the best service. And I believe Recology will continue to be a great company for many years to come under Proposition A. I think fair competition is something we should stand for in San Francisco. I'll be honest with you, I came to this position with two hesitations. I'm a candidate for the Board of Supervisors this year, and most candidates for office, most elected officials, and most political institutions are against Prop A. They're with Recology. Recology is a big and important political donor in San Francisco. So as a candidate, it gives me hesitation to be on this side of the issue. My other hesitation is that I like Recology. It's a good company. They do a great job, and I believe that they should continue providing our garbage and recycling service. So why am I on this side of the issue? I'm a student of history, and I was curious what happened in 1932 that created the trash ordinance that we have today. And I say trash because in 1932 there was no such thing as recycling. How is it that we're governing recycling technology today based on an 80-year-old ordinance when no one had even dreamed of recycling? It reminded me of those federal communications laws written in the 1930s before we had television or cell phones or internet. All those laws had to be updated to meet the needs and the challenges that we have today. So that's when I realized Proposition A has nothing to do with Recology. It has nothing to do with Recology's performance or service. And that's how I can like Recology and support Proposition A. You know, we're very fortunate that Recology has been such a good company with zero waste goals, because the 32 ordinance doesn't mandate any of it. Everything Recology has done is voluntary. So what happens if Recology was not a good company? Where would we be? So it's important that we update the 1932 ordinance so we have mandates in place, our values in place, so that we don't have to keep relying on Recology's goodwill forever. A lot of people I've talked to have said, you know, yeah, that's a great idea, but Proposition A, it's got problems, it's ill-conceived, it's written badly, it's got all these issues. You know, some of the issues are 5 different contracts. Board of Supervisors approving the rates. The port has to build new facilities to process the trash. We'll end up with the lowest price, worst out-of-state company. So those are all valid questions and things that I looked at. And in my view, they're not as scary as they sound. So the 5 contracts. Basically, that's just dividing up the 5 components of the service, from the pickup to the landfill. And under Prop A, one company can hold 4 of the 5 contracts. They can't have all 5 because you want to keep the company that owns the landfill from being the same company deciding what goes to the landfill. The conflict of interest, especially when you can potentially make the most money on the landfill than anything else. The good news to that is Recology is telling us we are on our way to zero waste goal. So if they live up to that promise, in the near future, the landfill will be irrelevant. So that 5th contract will be irrelevant. So one company can have all 4 contracts in the city under Proposition A, and Recology can continue providing the same service it does now. The only difference is that they fairly competed for the contracts. Because since 1932, under various incarnations, Recology has collected all 97 permits that were created. Now they have a monopoly. Another issue or concern is the potential of multiple companies winning multiple contracts, so we got all these trucks on a street, which would be a nightmare. But remember, one company can hold 4 contracts, and of those, only 2 involve local trucks, your commercial pickup and your residential pickup. So it's not really the issue that people make it out to be. Another concern, the cost of building new facilities. Yes, there's a cost there, but think of it this way. That cost can be offset by a franchise fee to the city and rent paid to the port. Now these are 2 revenue streams we don't even have right now. So eventually we could turn a profit on those facilities. Last concern, a politicized board of supervisors setting the rates. Yes, that would be a huge problem. But it's the bidding process that sets the rates, not the members of the board. And by the way, the bidding process is not just about the lowest price. Proposition A puts in preferences. So if you're a local company, if you have zero waste goals, you're going to get a preferential treatment in the bid. Recology is meeting so many of the preferences already, they're a shoo-in to win the bid. And I hope they do. So Recology is already competing for bids in other cities. So I don't understand why in San Francisco we abandon the principle of fair competition. We should have the same principle here because I've always been taught fair competition is what leads to the lowest price, the most innovation, and the best service. And I believe Recology will continue to be a great company for many years to come under Proposition A. I think fair competition is something we should stand for in San Francisco. Thank you.